Previously on Warrior X Talks.
There are people who will never like you. There are people who will take on their entire purpose in life is to rally other people to not like you. And on the flip side of that is a tribe of people waiting for who? You. Now what are you hearing me say?
This is Warrior X Talks, where you will witness those who have lived the warrior's way live. And during these episodes,
you'll understand.
This is a brotherhood.
What is a man?
We get paid.
This is a brotherhood.
Now what are you hearing me say? There was a lot. Just pick one.
That truth will set you free.
Okay?
That
Let's shift that. Instead of truth will set you free. The problem is truth has this idea that somehow you're going to find it, and then it won't have to be found again. This is why I don't like that. I just made a post about this yesterday late. The truth will set you free. It's biblical inside of the Christian faith. The truth will set you free. You're like, okay, cool, I get that. But there's a problem the way we think about that, which is somehow I'm going to find the truth and then I'm going to hold on to the truth forever. Well, here's who I am. Well, that's who you are now. A year from now, if you do the work, you won't be that guy anymore, which means the truth today is simply the facts. So I want you to alter that statement from the truth will set you free, because the truth is constantly evolving for you. How many of you understand this to be true? Raise your hand. Hands down. How many of you found that being in business for 5 years, that what you thought was true in your first year is radically different in year 5? Raise your hands. Hands down. How many of you had a story about being married? There was a truth. You were single. You were dating. You had a story of truth about being married, and then 7 years into marriage, that truth might have evolved a little bit. Raise your hands. Okay, it just gets different. So the facts in Warrior, the facts will set you free. Because the truth is constantly becoming something different for you. And people will start to get into debates with me about this. They're like, no, there's eternal, non-changing truth. And I was like, okay, I can appreciate that. Here's my non-unchanging truth, my eternal experience of non-changing truth. One, that I am who I believe I am. I'm not who you believe I am. I'm who I believe I am. And that who I am today is going to be dead to who I will be a year from now, because of the second thing I know to be true, which is the purpose of my life is expansion. It's not perfection. Be therefore perfect, another phrase that f***ed me up too. So here I was, the truth will set me free, but the truth I thought was something I would find, and then it would just be there, and then I owned it, and then I could be right and you could be wrong. And then the second piece was, inside of this idea, the truth will set me free, was be therefore perfect. And I'm like, well, what does this mean? And my story of perfection was to do it right. So then I started playing scared, instead of playing as a businessman, a married man, as a man, from a different frame, which is I am who I believe I am. And that belief is constantly evolving. Second, that the purpose of my life isn't to get somewhere, it's to expand. Which means I must become more today than I was yesterday. We do this by living a warrior's way. We core four every single day. We stack every single day. We general's tent every single week. 1 door, 4 keys. We play quarterly targets with impossible games with 30-day and 60-day benchmarks. We lap all this down into all 4 domains of life: body, being, balance, and business. And from this place, I weaponize myself. And in 1 month, you won't see a difference. In 2 months, you'll start to notice something. In 3 months, you'll start to see some things are changing. In 12 months, you'll see me at an event, and I will be recognizable to you. Within 2 years, you'll go, I don't understand how you did this. Within 3 years, you'll be like, what the f***? You'll be buying tickets to my events. Within 5 years, you'll simply be telling people you used to know me. And with a 7, I just become an icon while you stay stuck in a cul-de-sac. Raise your hands if you know what I'm talking about. So what's my secret to marketing? The what will set me free?
The facts will set me free.
And I've learned how to take those facts and share them in a very compelling way. Why is my copy so solid? Because my copy is literally a copy of my own pain. I know myself, and so because I do, I can know you. Write that down. I know myself, and because I do, I can know you. I know myself, and because I do, I can know you. The second part to this that's so powerful is, because I know myself, I also give you permission to be you. Hardest shit in the world to let your wife and children be who they are. And you'll fight them to be who they are if you're afraid of allowing yourself to be all of you. This is the reason people persecute, and why we persecute others more than anything is because they demonstrate a way of living that we are not giving ourselves permission to do. And people would be like, you're a father, and I would get triggered, and I'd be like, and I'd go fucking crazy, and I would like want to fuck them up, real like physically fuck them up. And then one day I recognized, yeah, I am a father. And then I had this conversation with my wife, and she said, you're a husband. And I would get angry and yell, you don't understand the pressure I'm under, and rah, 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 rah. And then I had this awakening one day that I was a husband. Will I ever stop being a husband? Nope. Every week, a couple times, I slip into a really good role that I know well, which is the role of husband. What does husband look like? Make 0 deposits and then expect to get laid. So this game of creating in business, which we're going to continue down today, is a game of power. If you want to deal with life, you have to expand the power. And sometimes that requires some fun exchanges and collisions in the network, and we get to fuck around and yell and scream in our phones and Gus, and Gus is like, F you, and it's like, it's great. But inside Warrior, the coolest part is that we're in an environment where we're saying, listen, you can collide as much as you want as long as you're accountable. Which means if you point the finger here and like you're a idiot, that's okay. As long as you recognize you're a idiot too. You're a idiot, Mike. And then I'm like, yeah, you are, and so am I. We might be idiots in different things, but just because you're a idiot doesn't excuse me to not be an idiot, because I am. And this weird thing happens when we acknowledge it. We realize that neither one of us are idiots. We're actually just men not fucked up who are figuring it out. We're just figuring it out. What are we figuring out? The next version of ourselves. Gentlemen, we're going to go to our warm-ups on this, but we're going to get a little 2-clap on it. Here we go. 2-clap. Boom. 2-clap. Boom. 2-clap. Boom.
Now, if you're listening to this, that means what you just watched resonated with you somehow, some way. And now you want to learn more. So here's what I need you to do. Go to warriorcon4.com right now. Cause when it comes to training married businessmen with children, let me tell you something. We run this, we run it, we run this, we run it, we run this, we run it, we run this motherfucker. You gotta fight every day, every night for the rest of your WarriorCon4.com. WarriorCon4.com.